hanging from the rim, and I let go, and I land onto the court at the park. And I look the guy in the eye, and I look all around the park, and I go, I'll hang wherever the fuck I want. And as I'm saying it, I lift up my tank top to show what I have in the waistband.
You're playing basketball with one?
Yeah, at the park up in New York.
Yeah.
And they fucking scattered, dude. And at that point, I was out.
You're one of the only people I know that plays basketball with a gun in his hip.
Not all the time, but you know how it is. Welcome to Hoagie Time, everybody.
Everybody. We are back.
Your boys are here. It's Heif Dogg, the man Money Mike.
Money Mike, as they call him. What's going on? Another week in the books, and we're all here. We got HT's here and looking queer.
I look fabulous.
You do look. That's
and
why.
get the fuck used to it.
Yes.
And he's here.
He looks so good.
He's not going anywhere.
He's queer, but he's not.
No.
Yeah.
Some people are like that. Yeah, speaking of that, and I don't want to use the word queer, but I'm not going to use it. It's a positive.
Yeah.
It's a positive. We love everybody on this show. Everyone knows that.
They have so much fun in their lives. I wish I was them.
So they just announced the Miss Universe, and I believe she's the first American to ever win the Miss Universe.
Yeah. Well, didn't we win it all the time and shit back then? Probably in the last 10 or 20 years.
Probably before our genetics got
us.
Yeah, before our genetics got all skewed.
Like we even won the World Cup in like the 50s.
But I see a picture of her, and it's like, hey, she just won, and there's a post. Her boyfriend is this reggae dude named K-Bong that I just saw in Wayne a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to use, I don't want to say queer.
Yeah.
I don't care what his orientation might be.
Right.
I thought he might have been gay. He's just so happy and so smiley, which is positive and awesome.
It's a dead giveaway, yeah.
But I kind of thought that he might have been a gay guy because you never see him with girls. And here he is. He's posted,
with
baby.
The hottest chick in the
I'm
world.
so proud of you. I'm like, dude, how does this never come up? That
I'm proud of him, man.
So fuck yeah, K-Bong.
If you're dating Miss Universe, I mean, obviously you're probably not waiting for girls backstage in Radnor, you know.
Right.
Just saying.
But I mean, and it makes sense why he's so happy now. But I mean, I just assumed that he's from Hawaii,
right?
And I just assumed he was born into some money, and just living on the island and never had shit to make him upset. So that's why he was happy.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, he's getting internationally renowned. Snaz.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, K-Bong.
That's a look though. A lot of like Pat Smith, our old bandmate, like he went hard into that gay look like later on in his career. Yeah. And it worked with chicks and shit. I'd be like, what do you mean? Like he's like 110 pounds, like his belt and no ass and all that and tight jeans.
Don't you want a strong 290 like me?
And I just watched them go from me to him. I'm like, what the I used to be. What am I doing? I got fat. And he went the other way. You know, I think that's the thing. When you're older, you just
wafy.
You gotta
that's a word.
Like don't eat. Do whatever drugs help out you not eating, and just get as skinny as possible. And chicks love that. Dude.
If I wasn't immune to Adderall, I would start that over again. I haven't been on it. So maybe
I've noticed nothing. You feel good?
Yeah, I feel fine. I've been walking, Mike.
So
I've been getting fresh air every night.
So oh my god,
even tonight.
Maybe that's all you needed. It was never Adderall. You never
I just needed to walk, dude. And for the past few months, like I've been like so down. And like I was sleeping a whole lot of way too much.
Yeah.
Like I'd wake up and still be tired. And I'm like, oh, I've got sleep apnea, but I don't want to wear the shit on my face. Yeah. Just guessing. You know what fixed everything?
Walking.
A normal multivitamin.
Oh, really?
Like I'm just trying everything. Like I didn't want to be that way, and I was like, well, let me just fucking try a vitamin. I feel great now.
I have a hard time.
That's all it took.
Yeah, I have a hard time taking a pill that doesn't make me feel different.
Just becomes part of your routine. Yeah. It's not the most fun thing, but it's also 1 second of your day, so it doesn't matter.
I tried vitamins and they're great. Like you get into them and get out of the habit because it's not doing anything for you. You're not instantly fucked up or anything, so you kind of forget that you even need it.
Yeah.
So, but just walking and taking a vitamin, like you're a new man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, even tonight. Right. So like I kept the momentum going. I'm keeping track of the mileage. I'm going for 500 miles. This year. And I'm uncomfortable talking too much about this.
Yeah, right.
Because we're just going to be about it.
Yeah,
and we're not.
We remember March or in April. You better look better, or we'll call.
I mean, I already did that to myself. I think one of the first few episodes, we were in your apartment.
Yeah,
I mentioned the gym membership.
Yeah, right.
It's just a $25 a month keychain now.
Yeah,
I haven't been there in a while.
Could you imagine how much money like those Planet Fitnesses make off the people, like the New Year's resolution people? Like it's got to be
it's about 65%.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's got to be, and it's so cheap that people do it for the year. And I know every gym membership I ever had, they got the most out of it because in the end they did a year's thing, and they might have got me for like 12 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I hit it up a couple times, and I think I'll go back.
Yeah,
but right now, I just
it's
like
not
walking.
even like guys our size that are a little bit bigger guys. It's not the gym. It's going out at your house every day, like from the couch and just walking around the block and walking for an hour.
Yeah.
And if you can get an hour of a walk in, that's more than the gym will ever do.
Yeah.
Because like we are, you and I and HT are 50 pounds away from whatever those weights would do to make us look good. You need to shed like the initial thing and then do the weights.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
Like it's my triceps that I need to fix right now.
exactly.
No way.
They
I need to
look
do
big right
this
now.
in the corner of the gym. That's what I'm missing. Come on.
Yeah, starve yourself, and walk. That's it.
And if I do start the Adderall back up, we'll do it. I'll document it for this podcast as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll lay it all down week to week.
Yeah,
if I start dosage, milligrammage.
Here's a question: do you still have the what do they call it? The prescription? Like, can you get it tomorrow if you needed it? Like.
No, because I was fiddling with the prescription a bit, and I was trying some other stuff. But I could easily just get an appointment this week, and say let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back
stuff.
to it.
Yeah. So within 2 weeks, I could do it.
And those doctors aren't trying to be like, maybe not, Mike. I mean, no,
Mike. When it comes to this, they listen to me.
Yeah,
I'm like patient zero.
I used to always be jealous of friends that had like scripts of stuff, and they went in and had like a quack doctor and just showed like a bad like X-ray from like football, and they're like, yeah, and the doc's like, yeah, sure, here. Like whenever I wanted to party, I had to do it the hard fashioned way. I had to pay for it up front. I didn't have any script from a doctor where anything was free.
I'm so not business minded that I never even sold it, and I would get
dude,
60. I would get 60 of them a month. And if anyone needed it, I would check with their doctor first, kids.
Yes.
But I would just hand it over.
You're a good guy. You're always a party guy.
And I'm a fucking good guy, too.
Yeah,
I don't deserve all the shit everyone's talking about me on the streets.
Speaking of good guys, did you see this fucking cop, this woman cop in Tennessee?
Is this the train shit?
Yeah.
Dude, no.
She was banging like 6 or 8 of her fellow cops.
Dude, wait a minute. I started to hear the littlest bit about it. And I forget what happened, but let's start from the beginning. Explain this to me because I don't know what this is.
She's like a new cop, and she will go in there like kind of flirting with her like senior cop members. These guys have more clout, more seniority, so she'd be in there like showing her tits and all kind of. And
where does that come from?
Yeah, but they would have these parties, and like she was just known as the girl that would fuck anybody. And she went around. She started like I guess how any like little house slut starts.
Just
like,
single and looking to mingle.
No, she's not single. She's married. She was married not to a cop though. He was like kind of like a EMT or some kind of like first responder. He was a first responder. So
shout out to first responders everywhere.
Exactly. And you should not be like. She obviously didn't respect this guy, but later on in the story, so we'll jump ahead to come back.
All right.
This guy is a cop. He's a first responder. He takes her back. He doesn't leave her after all this shit comes out. Her husband comes out. Yeah, it comes out that she is banging all these dudes and comes out and says that she was in an open marriage with her husband. They interview the husband. He's like, I knew nothing about this open marriage. It's news to me that this was open because, I just love my wife. But he's like, even still, I'm there for her and we're going to work this out. I'm like, you pussy. Dude.
And she's like, yeah, I guess so.
Thanks. Yeah. Like obviously he was probably like, well, I didn't expect that, but she's just going to do it again.
Like if we're talking about the staff of a pizza shop and there's a new employee girl that starts showing her tits at parties, that is crazily awesome. And we
exactly.
Yeah. Make no mistake, it's awesome.
And we've
and
heard
we
that
definitely
story happen a few times.
And we definitely support body positivity regardless of your work situation. But if it was a pizza shop we're talking about, that's wild.
Yeah, but
we're talking about
the
police
that
are supposed to be of sound mind and she's just popping tits.
No, dude, it went further than that. That's how it started. It went from popping tits, and it went from the chief and the higher ups to the newest hire after her, and it was 8 guys. And she would comment.
The higher ups didn't stop it either. They were on board.
Yeah, and these guys were in their 50s and 60s.
There's so much about this that rules.
Yeah, and she would comment back who had the biggest cock out of all the crew and all that. Yeah, and she was banging and blowing them all until finally it all came out. And then the poor guy, and he looks like a poor guy. When you see him, you're like, oh, he's the type of guy that his wife would.
He just wears all of his insecurities right on his face, and he's just sad.
Yeah, he's sad, man. That was just in the news this week, and
So is this an ongoing thing, or the end of the story is they're going to work on it?
There's say there was 8 guys or 6 guys, half of them, if not 60%, are fired. And a couple of them were just on like demotion or something, or just got like a paid leave or something.
And
So
when
those guys will be back.
the whole force will be back in
Whole
like 2
force,
weeks, dude. As soon as the shit blows over,
she's
they're
like-
like, "You're fired."
And she's like one of those red hair, like real pale skin, white chicks that just like,
Honestly, I assumed that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the look. Yeah, she didn't have that good look. You know, ever notice like the teachers that are in the news that are like with the kids? They're
Yeah.
all hot. They're all smoke shows.
Yeah.
Like these ones that are teaching high school, and they get there and like they obviously have something wrong in their mind that they think like, oh, they're in high school again, and they get to relive that party they weren't at. Maybe they're the cheerleader, and they're getting paid attention to by the students that might be the football player. Every single one of them, and I would say there's been about 20 or 30 in the last 10 years. 90% of them are hot, good-looking chicks.
Yeah, but this one looks like Wednesday.
This one's
Addams
not
with the
that.
Police
Yeah,
Academy.
this the police thing. Yeah, she's a police academy chick. She's not one of them. But I was just kind of like switching over to why is it that the teachers ones that get caught for like why are they so good looking?
Good question.
You know, and they all are, and I'm like, whoa, and they have husbands too at home, and they're like,
Unless it's happening a lot more than we know, and it's the ugly one.
I have a
Tom,
theory
I'm
about the
fucking
teacher.
talking.
I don't fucking care what
Jesus
you say.
fucking Christ, stand down.
I have a theory on
okay,
these crotchety fucking teachers that treated us all like shit.
Fuck.
You had the hot girl goes, I could be a better teacher. And then all of a sudden now they're 22 years old and you had the freaking quarterback from the high school team.
well, that's the theory. That's what I
That's what it
said.
comes
Yeah,
down to.
exactly.
Exactly what Mike said.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to offer a different angle.
Yeah,
Fuck, Tom.
but it
Yeah,
was
well, hey,
exactly that.
I love you,
angle.
pal.
I'm actually noticing things. I'm like, oh shit, I have like
Yeah, let's
my
take it-
name right behind you too now.
Let's keep our eyes on the meters.
They, but yeah, that's exactly like how they kind of think that they're, hot again because they weren't looked at like that. But like
Here, this was the thought that I had.
there's a second
Maybe it
thing.
happens much more often than that even, but there's an ugly teacher component, and the students, like the guy students will hit it like once or twice and then
Yeah.
break it off.
Yeah.
But maybe the hot teachers, maybe that relationship starts to get too much to where they start to become brazen with it, and that's when people start to notice. Because
Yeah.
the guy, like the student loves it
Yeah,
and doesn't
right,
want to
right.
break it, and now she's like in high school mode.
Yeah.
You know what? If you enjoy my psychological analysis, please check out our Patreon.
I find that
That has nothing on it yet.
I find that happens more so, not like banging students and all that, but that high school mentality with a lot of teachers that I know that are like, girls and guys, but mainly girls that teach, but they kind of fall into that like after work on Friday, we're going to go to the local bar, and like they're around teenagers so much. They start to act like teenagers, and then they're not like hooking up with students, but a lot of those teachers, like Upper Darby High School, they're all hooking up with each other and stuff on Friday nights after like school.
Grabbing drinks.
Yeah, grabbing drinks, and they're all kind of intermingling, hooking up. And I know for a fact, like one school, like, and there's a few of them, like it's like that's their culture. So like when they go out to a bar on the weekend, like they all kind of go, and they're intermingling, interhooking up with like their husbands and stuff, or at home with the kids. Like that I know for a fact happens right under our noses in this county. Well, did I get too close? I already mentioned one high school.
Yeah.
Just dropped off.
You know what? We mentioned the school. Now let's just start mentioning names. Here we go. When I did I had desk jobs way back in the day. And like it'd be happy
that
hours
shit.
Friday, and then like everyone would if 3 beers in, everyone would start chugging, and then everyone would try to talk to the same hot chick. She'd have like all the dudes around her, and then you'd have like the medium ones that like maybe have a couple guys talking to them, but then it like starts to switch.
Yeah.
And the one job I had, we had a little person. I can't say midget, and
Yeah,
I
you
don't know if
can.
that's the right midget.
Yeah.
He was the man
Yeah.
because he was a little person.
Yeah.
He was just as sexually charged as everyone else, and he would walk around and he would double grip, ass and boob, and like it was just like he's a little guy.
He's got enough going on to like don't break his heart
Yeah,
too.
but dude, he totally like honk like
Really?
the craziest shit that like anyone else would get in trouble for. It was just he's a mascot.
But
he's
he got
the
away with it
fucking
'cause,
man.
Oh Jesus Christ.
HT, what do you got?
And then he ended up on Game of Thrones, right? He ended up there?
Oh
No.
yeah. What's his
yeah,
name?
Forget. Dinklage, right?
Yeah. He's from.
It was
He's
not
angry
Peter
elf.
Dinklage.
He's from New Jersey, and that dude has such a cool looking aura about him. He gets like straight ass. He gets regular pussy.
Are we about to start talking about Bird again 5 minutes in?
Yes, yeah.
Good.
No, I bet you he's got a big. Yeah, I bet.
I bet it's probably normal
size, but
normal
he-
size for a normal size guy,
Yeah,
but like
right,
huge for
so
him.
It looks good. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking
He's got
too.
a great looking cock. Yep.
Probably pierced.
Yeah, probably pierced.
He's in a lot of acting. He's an
Yeah.
artist.
But I don't know why that made me think like his like Peter Dinklage's cock, the slap fighting thing. Did you see that over the weekend? This dude fucking
Holy shit.
The side of his face is about to fall off. That guy won. I think
The guy with the face
guy with
was
the
all
face
like
was
hamburger.
Like this. Yeah, he looked like like I've never seen anything like it. And it looked like he was dying when that happened, but he was the one that in the end 2 slaps later the other guy says no, I can't handle it no more.
I gotta see the full version of that.
For how much? $5,000. That was the purse for the whole thing. So he did
and
that.
we can't even put that on. I can't even put that up right there. Right? We'll get a copyright strike or
Right.
or a community violation.
Yeah, we'll have to get a still photo or
something,
something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, you can find it, I'm sure. But
Yes, you've
I
probably
did see
seen
someone
that.
talking about there's $5,000.
Yeah, but what would $5,000? Would you like? I mean, I get punched in the face for $5,000, but I wouldn't take that abuse over
That's-
multiple rounds of it over and over again. Like, no, I couldn't. At some point, what's it worth?
I mean, I would do a lot of
Things for
shady shit
$5,000,
for
yeah.
$5,000 right now.
But
might
it's
as well be
not
$500,000.
that much money.
It's not that much. I mean, it would be easy come, immediately
It'd be
go.
gone, yeah, it'd be gone quick.
But holy shit, I don't know what my price would be. I mean, I would do it for $5,000. I would fucking do anything for $5,000 right now. But what would the comfortable price be? I don't know.
Because you're taking a bunch of pain to get to that level. I mean, he had to go through like 8 rounds or
I
something.
mean, he's definitely still hurt too.
Yeah.
And like, I would rather be punched in the face than slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Because just that sting. I mean, I feel like if you get punched in the face, like really punched, you're just going lights
You're going
out.
out. Yeah, yeah.
But some of these dudes get knocked out too. I've seen that shit.
Oh, yeah, they'll just drop out. Yeah, totally.
Did you see there's such crazy fighting shit going on now? Like, it's branched out so hard from just like your traditional boxing and MMA and pro wrestling and shit. Did you see the video? I think I sent it to you guys too. I sent it to 100 people. I could not stop laughing. Where it's like the guy like in the 3-piece suit, like without the jacket, he's got the vest tucked in. He looks like Will Ferrell almost with a beard.
Yeah.
And he's fighting 2 like 18-year-old small guy, like Muay Thai guys. It's a 2-on-1 fight. And these are young guys versus like not a jacked guy, but like a big John Mr. Stolfer guy.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
big.
Big dude, yeah.
And it is a fucking real fight. Wow. Like the meme said something like, this is what it looks like after your pops had 18 rum and cokes and you and your brother tried to take his keys
I
from
saw
him.
that. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
But
that
that's
was great.
I had to dive deeper. I'm like, who is putting on this type of show? I'm in.
Yeah.
It's something called Fight Circus. Like, that's the name of the promotion.
Yeah.
Like, not UFC. It's called Fight Circus. And I'm giving them free publicity right now, but holy shit. I Googled it, and their whole thing is fucked up matchups like that, where it'll be like a guy versus a girl, or like a guy versus like a grown man versus 2 like young 18-year-olds. I'm going through, and they even had a fight where it was Siamese twins versus Siamese twins.
So they can't be like sanctioned or whatever. I mean,
That's
these are not
fucked up, man.
Yeah, dude. That's the world.
It's exciting.
Yeah, the world
sports-wise.
of well, they have that in Russia too, where like a girl will fight a guy, and then the guy just fucking fucks the girl up, and then finally they tear him off him.
One of my favorite videos. I think it was taken down, but it's not sanctioned by any stretch. It's in the woods.
Yeah,
and it's 8-on-8 or 6-on-6, and it's just they're in street clothes, and it's a gang fight, not a team versus team.
Yeah,
and it's like, let's say it's 6 versus 6. It's 11 guys and 1 chick. The one team has a chick. There's not even like the other team has a chick that she's matched up with. It's 6 dudes versus 5 dudes and a chick, and the chick makes it to like the top 4.
Jesus Christ.
It's just they like someone goes go, they run at each other and fucking
that's
fight.
like that game.
She's matched up against a fat guy.
Yeah, maybe that's
and he
what it
immediately
is.
goes in and tries to knee her face.
Like,
It's so
like the
brutal.
one team has 2 fat guys, and that's equal to 1 badass chick.
It's so brutal. He grabs her head and fucking knees her like a couple times while all this insanity's happening in the woods. She ends up knocking him out and then immediately running over to help one of her teammates double team. It's so violent.
Violent, dude. It reminds me of that game we
Oh,
used
man,
to play.
it's so fucking hard right now.
We used to play as a kid. Remember that game? Maybe it was just like in my family, but not my immediate family. But like when I'd sleep over,
Thanks for clarifying.
like I'd sleep over the cousins and the boys. We'd shut the lights out in the basement, and everybody would just start swinging. Like,
Oh my
it'd be
God,
pitch
dude.
black, and you had to watch out. But everybody'd be swinging in dark. Nobody knew where anybody was, but you were just swinging and shit.
And then the first guy that was knocked out, Uncle Hank, went into the closet and did whatever.
He could have.
We could go down an entire avenue.
Yeah, but that was on Hollywood Place. We did that, and yeah, but people
shout out Hollywood
and
Place.
You know, they were bad. But Billy Brennan was one of them.
Billy Brennan, White King,
yeah,
Svetna,
Sweatner was probably in there.
Hensky,
I was Henner, yeah, but like guys that could fuck you up. So if you got caught with one, I remember like. But then if when the lights came on and they saw if there was just like a pussy over there in the corner like this, like you would get your balls broke.
You were revealed.
Yeah, you're revealed. So I would always try to be as careful as possible, and then when the light be like throwing a punch or something.
Shit, dude. I know on our block we had a wrestling league. And when I say wrestling, I mean organized fist fighting with no age groups at all. So you'd be fighting like the big kids, like I'd be 7, fighting like an 11-year-old,
right? And
then be full on square up and like
they would just work the little kid.
Dude, the best fights would be like there was the really young kids on the block. There was the McDonough brothers that were like 7 and 8. And then there was like
they were like fighters.
Then there was
womb.
Chris. Here I go, like just dropping names. And then we had Kevin Gannon and Chris DeFario, and we'd make them 2-on-2 fight, and these little boys would be screaming, crying, fighting each other as we're cheering it on.
Because you get them so
Probably
worked up.
one of us smoking a cigarette at like age 10, like
But they're so young and just kids and shit, and they're crying that they just didn't want to. Like they were friends.
I know one time we made a couple of them hook up. We made 2 young boys hook up the one day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, tongue kiss. Yeah, dude. There was no cell phones to get lost in. There was no video games. So we had to make our own fun. We played stickball all the time.
There were no
we
cell
would
phones?
fight.
So you made them do that? I mean, that's
not every day. It happened once.
It's jail. Do you remember the kids?
Yeah, but I'm not.
You're not dropping the names?
I'm not gonna drop names. But yeah,
wow.
Yeah, a couple of some boys, young boys, were made to hook up one day.
That's awful. That's absolutely.
Say hook up, I mean French kiss.
That was called King of the Hill.
Yeah.
So you remember Bernard's little lawn? We thought it was a mountain when we were young.
Yeah.
But what would happen was someone would start the thing, and you would try to go up the hill, and you would be thrown down the hill.
Yeah.
And then, one of the Bernards was always bigger than most people, and then throw you down onto the street. So
Jesus,
it was a fun time, man.
As long as no one's getting hit by a car, like the last time.
I got hit by a car.
The last time that happened on Boston. Yeah.
So if no one's getting hit by a car, that's a pretty good day.
I mean, between the smoking and then the getting hit by cars, I think that's not that bad of a thing.
You weren't a real boy if you weren't smoking cigarettes back in the mid '90s in Collingdale. Cigarettes were only $1.80 a pack, so they were affordable.
And you had Mr. Winters that you would walk in and buy them when you were 10.
The unsolved mystery of Collingdale, the Mr. Winters thing, like, isn't that wild?
It was just
some people know who did it. I'm like, well, if they do, then why isn't he caught? Like, nobody knows who the fuck did it.
It was just the anniversary of it, and I saw a picture of the newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
And like before I even read it, I knew it was going to say some black guy shot him, and that's exactly what it says.
To preface
some black guy. Like
My grandfather saw the black guy.
To preface this story, for people that don't know, there was a murder in Collingdale back in like the 1990s, early 90s. Yeah, and it was a man who owned a store, like a check cashing place and all that, and the guy was stalking him for a while and ended up robbing him and killing him outside his store. And it's never been solved to this day. But there's all types of theories.
Fred Winter,
shit.
rest in peace. The Winter family was my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look it up. And if we have any sleuths out there.
Hang on.
That was a quick one.
It was really quick. It was saved up for you. But if there's any sleuths out there, let's use our Hoagie Time podcast for good. Let's solve this murder once and for all.
Murder suspect sleuths. Can we go back and get a cold case, because that's the thing that shook my father and my grandfather for life.
Yeah, sure, man.
That's what drove them to sell the bar.
And it drove them to suicide ultimately. Just kidding.
Oh God, I was like, fuck, man, I didn't know that.
I was reading about speaking of like that Bucks County 4 thing. It's in the news for something, but I kind of reread it about tonight. That Cosmo DiNardo.
Oh.
I get lost down that rabbit hole. Like a guy who's obviously a little off, and like he's got his family has money, so he can like go kill people and then like drive his backhoe somewhere in a field, and then like,
dude, money's everything.
Money's everything. Yeah.
Whoever says it's not is fucking is lying to you and themselves.
Yeah, and I went down a rabbit hole where he was old Philly mob money and all that kind of stuff, and how's that connected? Yeah, that's not. But
meanwhile, there's people that can't sleep right at night because their upstairs neighbors playing loud music, and then you get these people that have 100 acres and random heavy machinery that their kid can just bury bodies in or shoot them, and no one's gonna come on, dude.
Yeah.
Cosmo
big old,
Donardo.
yeah.
Cosmo Donardo, listen, if you're listening to this in prison, just know that Heif Dogg from the Hoagie Time podcast is not down with your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Either's Money Mike, and I'm looking right
I also read today, remember the Chris Watts, that murder? Chris Watts
dude.
murders?
Yeah.
Just came out today. He has been contacting his ex-girl, like under another name or whatever like that. And he's been...
still trying to fuck around?
He's still trying to fuck. He's been emailing her from the prison computer. How do they let that happen as long as they even did? Apparently she had like a slightly different name or something like that, but he's been keeping up the relationship with that girl from prison to where now he's
if she's responding and like if she's also playing her part.
Yeah. Just
that's
like,
trashy,
love you
dude.
Too. Yeah, like she can't find another dude after all this time.
Exactly. Like, come on, baby. You like listen to me.
Just
Come
say,
on,
baby.
Come on, baby.
Come on, Toots.
You got to know your worth.
Come
baby.
on, Toots.
Dude, there's so many like ghost videos that go along with that. Like in a lot of the videos that show people entering their house or like asking him questions in like the days since, you'll see like shadow people run by in the background. Like there's a lot of fucked up, weird ghost videos.
Oh, I'll go down that. I'll go down that rabbit hole.
There's a few of them. And you can hear like the girls' voices at some point.
Yeah.
Like you can see them kind of run in the corner. Like I'm getting kind of goosebumps now, but it's fucked up. Like these internet sleuths on like Reddit or whatever, like you post a video within a couple of days, someone's going to notice something and they'll point it out, and then you got people going, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. What I read today also, when he's still contacting the girl. Also, he says he has one recurring bad dream that it's his two daughters playing catch in his jail cell, and he wakes up and then they're gone. So he's being and he
deserves that. He deserves all the bad dreams.
He deserves all this. Yeah, horrible.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean, just fucking break up with her. You know.
And then what's up with the Idaho guy? Well, while we're talking about like that shit,
new shit's coming out every day.
AKA Dennis Reynolds.
Why?
From Always Sunny. Looks just like the dude.
He
looks just
exactly
like him. Exactly like him.
He's all this shit's coming out where like I watched the 2020 on it. It just seems like he tried to be smart about it, and you know he covered his tracks all here, but then he left that fucking knife thing, and now
the sheath.
The sheath. Yeah, I didn't even know what that was.
It's like the holster. For
yeah,
it.
now I do. And now
I'm well versed in knives.
But on the way home with his dad, like, how do you not know he's got stone eyes, like eyes look black, you know, and he's like, we're just going to get Thai food. What are you talking? Who's going to get Thai food?
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, in like
most
Montana.
of the people I'll pass all day long, their eyes are dead. My eyes are dead my eyes are dead until I get in here with my buddies.
Yes.
That's not autistic clapping. That doesn't mean let's cut it. That just means I'm excited again.
Yeah. Nah, you know, I just wish him the best. Just kidding.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? And it's college too, so I know my time in college. The houses are pretty close together, the way they looked like they were at this college.
Yeah.
As fucked up as you might get all day long on Saturday, somebody's still up at 4 a.m. Like there's always somebody awake.
I think he just picked the perfect place, and then the next day, like he leaves, and he picked the perfect girl that would see something like a guy leaving in a mask and go back to bed for like 5 hours, like instead of just call right away. Like wouldn't have stopped it.
Man, that's such such a scaredy cat move. I see the guy in the mask. I'm just going to go back in my room, and I've got this phone on me that I'm not going to call anybody.
It reminded me like of some of my Collingdale buddies would do that. Like if one of us were getting married, they would just live like, oh, I didn't see nothing, and go back. They'd go back to the party.
Yo, bro, I didn't see shit.
Exactly.
Just going to go look at this more, and it's porn. Just going to go peep this some more.
My friends in Collingdale would if like that same situation, like with the Idaho murders, would do the same thing. They'd just backpedal back into the room and be like, I ain't saying shit.
Fuck, bro.
Fuck.
Yo, bro, no snitch here, bro. Jesus. Yeah, lots of crazy shit going on. I'm still hung up on this cop, the train.
Yeah.
That's wild. It's wild that like when shit like that happens where like a whole group of people go along with it.
Yeah.
Like and no one stops it.
No one's stopping it. Yeah, there's no good Samaritan like, guys, I don't think this is right. Like this is a young girl.
I don't mean for this to take a dark turn, but I have to just speak my mind. Like that's
why we love you in Hoagie Time.
Right, dude.
You're always willing to speak your mind.
Yeah, it's the realness.
Yeah.
But like a fucking gang rape.
Yeah.
If I'm if you imagine hanging out with a group of dudes and someone brings up the idea, let's rape her. No, I'm serious. Let's rape her. no one goes, nah, man.
Yeah, that's
Everyone, if you're a rapist and you're with your buddies, what are the chances that everyone there is also a rapist and you're gonna gang rape? Like,
Well,
how do you even perform in that situation? Be like, oh, this is wrong, it sucks.
the term. Is it really a rapist? Is usually like someone that's doing something against someone's will, like one of those gang type situations.
In all fairness, I'm picturing a train. I'm picturing
but
penetrated
it's not.
sex.
It's not somebody that's against everyone saying stop. That's what I
Must be
consider.
someone just grabbing boob. Like,
Well, no, I don't consider that a rape. That's if she's, it's it's usually when somebody is an unwilling participant or something that. So I would think that would be just a train. I mean, it's acceptable to most people and all that. But if she's
everyone, dude.
No, but if she was sexually, that's what she was into that stuff.
Right.
She
We're
wasn't
not
saying,
talking about
stop
that.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
she was saying, keep bring it on. And I don't know if it was all at the same time. They're calling her like the train thing, but I'm not sure that it was the same night with all the. I know that it was a couple people on the same night, but she was all about it. Like she was a willing participant.
even if it's not a rape, this might be the same thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll hear a story of there's this high school in the middle of the country, and the football team's under fire for their fucking, what do you call it? Like your initiations and shit.
Yeah,
You'll hear about a boy getting a broomstick shoved up his ass.
Yeah, that's wild.
I can't imagine. I've played some sports in my day.
Yeah.
I'm a locker room veteran. I can't imagine hazing the kids. At Bonner, it was just make them dip. Make them dip. I can't imagine someone just showing them, be like, let's shove a broomstick in their ass.
If you let
And everyone-
you let two young boys hook up on your street.
I was 9 years old myself, dude. I'm not saying we're 16, 17 and our brains are
All right,
fully
so,
formed. And
yeah.
I wasn't the gang leader of that. But
I wasn't the gang leader. You were just a lieutenant.
yeah,
Hurry up, Chapo. Get yourself
But
out of that one.
but for real, imagine being in the locker room and you're fucking with the
Yeah.
freshmen. Make them smoke, make them dip, and someone goes, "Let's
Stick a
fucking
broom
shove a
up his
broomstick
ass."
up their ass," and
Yeah.
everyone goes, "Yeah."
There's got to be someone.
What the
I
fuck?
get what you're saying now. There's got to be someone, even though she's a willing participant and just as interested. Somebody's got to be like, this is dancing down the wrong.
When you hear those stories about the broomstick in the ass, how does no one go, hey, that's going a little bit too far?
Yeah.
And be like, no, I'm not gonna fucking.
Yeah. Or
Kids' intestines are scrambled.
Or even
Fuck.
even with the cop thing, at some point, and these guys are fucking police officers, they know the law. At some point, they're like,
I know, dude.
this is good. It's getting to be a few of us now. It's getting to be all of us now. This is something that I
That's
might.
kind of. I
wanna
imagine a lot of
backpedal
high
out of.
fives. We're above the law. We can't arrest ourselves.
Yeah, true.
But no one to speak up. There's not one person in the room going, no,
Yeah.
I'm third generation, and this is not what my family stands for, and this is not what I took my oath for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's going
He's
belt
going
to
down.
ankles himself, lining up.
What a visual! Belt to ankles, the gun
Jesus.
dangling.
F trees.
Yes, dog.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, man. I don't know. I've been around some shit. I've seen some shit, but I can't imagine. Let's shove a broomstick in his ass. Yeah.
It's fun. I watched this TV show, and it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's like the opposite of what we're talking about. It's called Sister Wives.
But
right?
only you can make a transition that's opposite
Yeah,
and
it's
still make
the
it work.
yeah, it's a but it's the
So
complete
gifted,
opposite,
this boy.
This guy, and he's married to 4 women, right? And
Ooh.
I've been watching it for years now, and it's kind of nearing its end. And they're all leaving him now, one of them, because now there's a favorite wife. But I'm watching all these women get upset, and they all have 6 kids by him and shit like that. And now they can't stand him because
What's he do for work?
I don't know. I think
That's my immediate thing. I'm like, this is unrealistic.
Yeah. I think the TV show or something like that. But he has all these, and he just
So it's a documentary on Nick Cannon.
It's yeah, exactly, yeah. But they all live in a compound in Utah or whatever the fuck, and then I watch them interact. It's wild that anybody could want to be in that kind of situation. Then they complain about him not being a good husband to them. I'm like, well, you kind of signed up for it, right? Polygamy.
Yeah.
Polygamy is a weird.
Is this a real show about
It's a
real?
real show? Real people, yeah.
Okay.
Real people, yeah.
So it's not scripted.
No, it's like the church, FLDS, Mormon, a branch of the Mormon church.
What's
that believes in-
FLDS?
It's the Mormon.
Oh, Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Saints, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So they have a branch that is into that still believes that that's how the gateway to heaven is to have as many wives and
Dude, it's definitely not sexy to get bitched at in quadraphonic sound. That's all it is.
All it is, yeah. He's getting bitched about it. I'm like, why would you want this, dude? Your kids hate you, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's like you're getting serviced. It's not like that fantasy. You're just getting bitched at
Bitched
4
at
times in
constantly,
stereo.
Yeah, but that's definitely a show that I watched that I wouldn't admit that I watched. You have any of them? I remember I watched
lots of songs. Lots of
songs
songs.
that you'll-
I'm not a TV guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of an instant gratification phone guy, but I've got songs that are tough too.
Kiss
tough
Me.
to admit that I love.
I love that song, Kiss Me.
Yeah, you know some of my guilty pleasures. Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Beautiful song.
Maybe my favorite song of all time is Love Fool by the Cardigans.
Yes.
I think it's my favorite song of all time. Love it. I just told you before we hit record.
Yeah.
Circle of Life by Elton John came on the
Yeah.
ride over. I was so moved. I couldn't make it past the chorus the first 3 times around. I kept going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I've got Sirius satellite radio. And look, it's no big deal. But I pay for a subscription, and I can go.
It's great
back.
to be moved. Yeah, they've
So
to hear
moving,
something
dude.
like
Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. You catch me on the right
man.
day, I'm getting misty-eyed listening to that.
that's a beautiful one. Yeah.
Yeah. But guilty pleasure shows? I don't watch that much TV. Oh, you know what I will like sometimes? I will like if I see something like where it's like The Voice or like American Idol, where it's somebody auditioning that is not very physically appealing.
Yeah.
But it's like
But
they're
they
one
belt it
moment
out,
and they
yeah,
kill it.
yeah.
Dude, I'll
Like that
I'll
old
get
lady
choked
from
up.
England that one time
Yes.
that just fucking
Yes,
yeah.
dude, perfect example.
Yeah.
I forget her name. I knew it at one point, but she looked like a nanny, like not like a hot like college nanny. She looked like I don't know, a librarian.
Yes.
Might be more accurate.
Then there was that William Hung that was awful and all that, and like everybody joked about him, and it was awful. Then one time afterwards, they asked him, and he's like, "I'm just doing my best, and that if this is my best, and like I know that I'm giving my best, it's the best that I can do. I'm happy with that, or whatever."
That's so pure.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like all the like this guy sucks just went out of me, and I'm like, "This guy's the fucking man." He had an answer that everyone was like, and it made everything like it made the whole show seem silly to me, which it is. That like to judge for talent or whatever. This guy's going up there,
completely silly,
and he's just like it's the concept silly. Even up there, he's like, I'm doing. And he's obviously like he was autistic or like Asperger's at least. And
At the
he
very
goes,
least.
and he's like, I'm just up here to do my best, and if my best is enough. And I'm like, he just said the most grown up thing in this whole concept of a show because this isn't grown up. How to like go, oh, this is a star. Like, could you imagine Elton John or John Lennon going on there? They don't
like
have
anyone
pure
with self-awareness would
voices.
be like, "What the fuck? I get it. I've got buck teeth. Fuck you guys."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "No,
Yeah, he
I'm
did
just
it in
trying
such-
my best."
Yeah, and I was like, I'm a fan for life.
I was I took Michael to the movies and we saw Puss in Boots. It was just, dude,
Was it a fucking X-rated movie?
it was unbelievable, dude. Puss in
Tits?
Boots.
Hits?
Puss. No, there's no tits. It was animated. No, there's no dick, dude. Fuck. Puss in Boots.
Sounds like fucking.
No, dude, I get it. It's this cat who's kind of like a Zorro or whatever, but like when it came out on Netflix. It was just this show, and he was a baby, and we'd watch it. And then when it finally came out, he's over it. We haven't watched it in years, but it was cool to see it. What I'm getting at is, dude, the fucking I get choked up watching like movie previews that are like real well done. Like, for example, last week when we were at the movies, they were doing a preview. They were doing a preview for the Transformers movie coming out.
Okay.
And like, there's a million speakers all around you. The sound is unbelievable. It's an immersive experience.
Yeah.
So they're talking about this Transformers movie, and like, there's trouble, and like their backs against the wall, and then just boom, you hear this crazy like bass drop.
Yeah.
And then you kind of see like this like fender, like there's the corner of a fender of a car moving. It starts to zoom out, and I'm like, oh my god, it's him, and it's fucking Optimus Prime, like it's a truck without the trailer, like a big rig without the trailer, zooming to save the day, and I start to get like goosebumps. I'm like, oh, Optimus Prime, unbelievable, so powerful. Like, it means nothing, dude.
Wow.
There was another preview for Lightyear, like Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story.
Yeah.
And the one shows him, and he's about to be on this like really daring mission, and like the whole world is holding its breath, and he's on the launch pad, and Starman by David Bowie's playing, but like it's like echoed and like in the distance.
Yeah.
And like I was getting choked up. I'm like, whoa, he's so brave, dude. I get so easily swayed.
previews,
You know
huh?
how excitable I get.
The only thing I think during previews is don't finish the popcorn. Not yet. You're gonna need popcorn like halfway through.
Yeah,
the
I'm
movie.
so easily swayed by stimuli.
Stimulus is.
Yeah, but dude, dude, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I'm dead to the world when things matter.
Yeah.
Like in real life, I'm dude.
But
Dead to the
God-
world. Pulse doesn't change a beat.
God damn it! If there's a fucking movie preview or a cop chick that needs to be fucked, or slap boxing match you're in.